Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. So, in the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game, everyone is using the results of a single roll. So everyone could, theoretically, look the same. What you're doing before you start is you're selecting one of these four castles. Be aware that there is a separate sheet that has a different makeup of stuff, so you have two options within the game. But you are selecting one of these types of castles. For example, this player might select that castle, and you're circling that same marking over on the castle space before the game starts. So what's going to happen is one player will stay in control of the dice for the whole game, will roll the dice. The first thing he'll do is mark off these symbols. So if it came up with that, he would mark off just one of the time spots. If it came up with that, which it did, he would mark off two. The other thing that would happen is anyone who has a blue marking there or there would cross that blue marking off and circle one of the mine markings. But I'll get into that a little bit more as we're playing. What you are then choosing is a number and a color. So it could be gray with a 6 or 2. It could be orange with a 6 or 2. The things that are going to push you in a certain direction is gray needs to be a 3 or 4. So you cannot actually choose that gray at this point in time. Orange needs to be next to numbers that are different. So you could theoretically pick a 6 or a 2. The problem is that this has not managed to get any orange next to it to start with. So that doesn't look like there's any usable combinations. What you would do if there's no usable combinations is circle one of these orange guys. Because I've actually already got an orange guy circled, I can use him right now. What you do with the orange guys is cross it out to show that it's used, and then you change one of the dice to show any sides. So what he might do is flick that over to a 3 and use a grey 3 to mark that one. We then go to the next turn. Once again, there's a single on that. So we cross out a single. Now we've got the choice of purple and 6 or 1. Now purple only works with a 1 or 2. So a purple 1 is probably all he can actually use. He'll use that one because it's connected to the castle. Notice that it's only the hexes around the castle that are to start with. Then as you gradually build out, you need to be next to something that connects back to the castle. Go to the next turn. Once again, one time. And we've got purple or grey, 4 or 6. Purple only can take the 1 or 2. Grey can only take a 3 or 4, which means that grey is realistically all that is available to us. He has now managed to fill up this entire area. So what happens is you circle one of the bonus things, then cross those out to show that you've actually circled the bonus for that grey. And we go to the next one. Once again, one time, and we've got orange, and a 2 or a 6 is available to us. So he might take the orange 6. Whenever you cross off a completed area, so I should have done this back on the mines, there were 2, he got 4 points because we're in phase 1. So 2 hexes next to each other is worth 4 points. This hex is worth 1 point. And you just mark them down the side as you're going. The other thing that happens when he's completed this is he circles one of these, allowing him to up or down the number again. So we go to the next roll. Once again, we just take one of the hourglasses. Now we can put the 1 on the purple, which is just here. Or theoretically, we could, if this wasn't crossed off, we could use the 1 on the green. So the green or the castle can only be circled, there are 4 of them, if you get the same number as is already around it. So this one, if it wasn't marked off already, would need a 1 or a 3 because that's what's next to it. If I wish to get any of these ones, I need to get some numbers around them to start with. And then I need to get the same number as well as the green. So this one isn't actually available at the moment, which means purple 1 is available. So I'll put a 1 there, which gives me that for completing the 2 hexes and 4 points for pulling them in. Now, what do each of these things do? I hear you asking. This one we've already experienced where we can change the number die. The purple one that I just marked allows you on a future roll to change the color of one of the dice and use that color. This one, the gray, allows you to do 2 combinations. So out of what has just been rolled, he could take a purple 1 and then he could take a green 1. Or he could take a purple 1 and then a purple 6. Not that purple works with 6, but you get the idea. So you must change at least one of the dice for the second pairing that you gain from the rock. So it's marked down the bottom of the sheet. And the blue one, as I said before, 2 hourglasses are rolled. You would turn any of the blue ones that you've got circled into rock, and you also gain 2 points for each of them. So there's possible 8 points available on your sheet that you could potentially get out. And the orange ones, as I said before, is change the number of one of the dice. The only other hex type that I haven't dealt with is the farms. So what happens with the farms is any number is able to go in there. But once one of them has a number, the other one must have the same number. And what you'll gain by achieving those farms is whatever that number is times 2. That's the score. So you really want to get 6s in there or 5s to get the high numbers. If you put 1s in there, they're not as useful as they could have been. Notice that the points that come off this one are actually the same as if they come off the 2. So if you put a 6 here, that's worth 12 points. If you put a 6 there and 6 there, that's also worth 12 points. So next roll, once again, there's 1 hourglass. So blue can only take 5 or 6. Neither of them are available. Purple can only take 1 or 2, which would be the 1, but I haven't managed to connect to any other purple. So neither of them are useful rolls. So what I might do is use a orange to change the number, and I'll change that number to a 6, and I'll mark this one as a 6. Now notice I've used that. I can only use one of these bonuses per turn. So you can't use a bonus to take another number and then a mine to be able to get a secondary thing off it. It's only one bonus per turn. Once again, 1 hourglass. Once again, he can take that, or he could take that. But the problem is, if he takes the green, he's looking at this one, there's only a 6 next to it, so there's nothing really valuable there. So he'll take the 5, which finishes off that blue area. So he circles that one, and that's also another 4 points because it's 2 hexes worth. What he can now do is he could use that to go the green and the 5, which allows him to get a 5 in there. Circling that, he's finished off that 1, so he gets a 1 over there. Okay, so he's rolled a double again. Now he's got 1, 2 of these, which gives him 2 in the mine, and it gives him 4 points, so 2 points per thing that's been cut across. And what he might do is use the purple to turn this one into an orange, and he'll turn it into an orange 5, and he'll take that spot. Okay, that's the end of the first phase. So what happens now is you just add up all of these points, which is 19, and put them down there. And that's showing the score for the first phase. When you do the second phase, you do the same thing. Third phase, same thing. And then at the end of the game, you'll add up these points and any of the bonus points and put them there. Where do the bonus points come from? I'm glad you asked. If you manage to completely fill all of one area first, you'll get the larger points. So this player has 2 more spots to go on the mine. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go on the purple. He has 4 more to go on the blue. He has a whole bunch more. 7 more to go on the orange. He needs to get all of them for the green, or he's got 2 more to go for this. Whoever gets that first gets the top points, and we'll circle that. Every other player will cross that off, so it's not available anymore. Then the second player who manages to achieve the same goal would get the smaller points. They will circle that. Everyone else will cross that off. So it's only available for the first 2 players to actually achieve. If more than one player achieves a goal at the same time, they all get the full points for that particular goal. Then that's added up and the final score is written in there. Whoever has the highest number is the winner. And I think that is everything for Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. I will leave there. I won't do a second video for this one, just because I've realistically played through a third of the game. If there are more players, obviously everyone just gets their own sheet. Theoretically, this game could play to absolutely any number. So there's no real top end on how many can play it, even though it's written in to play up to 5, simply because there's only 5 pencils in the box. So go and find a pencil. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be Gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.